Today we're doing an orange blossom honey. It's going to be an orange flavor mead, a dragon blood. We've made it before, 4 years ago or so. Different batches of make. What I got in the kettle here is pre-boiled 1.5 gallons of water. Added a little bit of potassium metabisulfate, get rid of the chloramines. Boil it to get rid of the chlorine. It's cooled down to 160 degrees at this time. Now I'm going to add 18 pounds of honey. I hope it dissolves in there. Let's see what happens. Okay, back to the honey. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but the way I do it is a little confusing. We're going to get 18 pounds of honey. Just going to take the sterilized pitcher and I'm just going to dip it right in here. Whoa, don't overflow that. It's not going to be easy to do. Keep going until it's full. And that looks like it right there. Oh, and we're overflowing right on the floor. Good job, Don. So here's 2 quarts. Yeah, I got a mess on the floor. Maybe I should have thought it different and did it different here. There's 2, I need a gallon and a half. A lot of it sticks right to the pitcher here. So let's call that almost 1. Man, I spilled some on the floor here. That sucks. And I'll probably do it again. I think it's when I lifted it out. Yeah, we're getting some false readings on this. Oh, what a mess. This stuff is thick as honey. Oh, I'm spilling it all over, man. Oh, that's heavy. So that'll make up, this will be 1 gallon. So I need 1 gallon and 2 quarts. That is heavy. And I'll show you what I spill on the floor here in a minute. Oh, this is going to be harder than I thought. My water temperature cooled down to, like I said, 160 here. It's coming out. So I need 2 more quarts here. Repeat again twice. Alright, 1 gallon. I'm going to dip this back in. And we'll get 1 more, and that's our 18 pounds. Except what we spilled on the floor here. Oh. Oh. All right. Of course, we're going to take a reading with our hydrometer, or refractometer. Boy, do I got on. Boy, did I get it all over the floor. What a mess. So next time we'll do it a little different. Wow. I'm going to get this out of our way temporarily here. We didn't take no reading yet. I just want to show you what I spilled on the floor here as far as honey. That's quite a bit. That is quite a bit. That is quite a bit of honey. So a 63-pound pail, removing 12 pounds, that's what's left in there. we'll get back to you after I clean up this mess. So on with it. Out here now, 2 days ago I boiled water, put the chloramines in there, or the metabisulfate in there, adjusted the pH of this water down to 5, and I'm going to take this cold water, I'm going to bring it in. Oh, that's heavy. And then we're going to do the heavy stuff here. Let's get that dumped into the fermenter, and then we'll add our honey mixture there. Everything's been sanitized, so I want to get some cold water in here first. And then I want to dump the hot liquid in. And we'll get a temperature of it at that time. Everything's been sanitized. Just like making beer. Oh, that's heavy. So in goes our honey. She's in. And we're going to top this off with the cold water, which is another gallon. And hope our temperature's down, ready to pitch the yeast. We go just a little bit more than 5. Let's get this stirred in, and I'll get a reading to see what our bricks or our original gravity is here. There's always a time that you can bump it up with more honey at this point, or sugars. So first of all, I want the temperature. You know, sanitize our gauge again. Just like beer, keep everything sanitized. So while I take the temperature, I'll get my refractometer. And we'll get ready to get a reading of this. Let's see what our temp is here. Beautiful. Beautiful. 75. I'll be able to pitch the yeast right away. We'll leave that in there a minute. No, we won't. 75. So let's get that out of there. Let's get our refractometer. Sanitize that. Everything here has been sanitized. So we're going to get a reading here for our refractometer and see what we got. Let's see. Yeah, we off the charts. We're at the wow. 1.1. Wow. That's a little high. I'm going to add a little bit more water. We're at like 1.1. Can't even read it. It's just a little high. Just a little more water. And we'll stir it up. And we'll get one more reading. Sanitize my thing again here. Wow. Oh, she's up there, folks. 1.140. Ooh, she's going to be a bad one, a high one. 1.140. My yeast pack has been sanitized. This is a tear open one. You don't need scissors. Okay, my Mead yeast is going to be Mangrove Jack's Mead yeast. MO5. I've used it before. So the first batch, In goes the yeast. Let's get the cover on this and a bubbler on there, and we'll get this one done, and I got to do one more. We got to boil down another one yet, so we're doing a 10-gallon job here. Crazy. So the first batch is ready to get the bubbler on. Get the bubbler on this here. Snap our cover into place. Bubbler in. And the magic will begin. So let me get on with this process here, which means getting this one out of the way. This one out of the way temporarily. Still honey in the kettle. Getting some water in here and getting it boiling. I lowered the pH down to like 5.5. Little potassium metabite sulfate into the water to get rid of the chloramine. And we'll boil this off to get rid of the chlorine, then we'll add our honey. And in the back hall here, again, like I say, I got the ice cold water that I got ready a couple days ago. It's sitting here. That's all been boiled, chloramine treated the pH level, and it's just sitting there ready to be nice and cold to go into the fermenter, which will cool the must down to temperature to pitch the yeast. And there's no chlorine or nothing in it, water. It's all been taken care of a couple days before, and we let it sit outside here in the ice cold temperatures. Temperatures are starting to rise outside now. So the water's still like 44 degrees, so we figured we'd get this mess going today. Had to take the cover back off. Wouldn't you know it, I forgot to put in the yeast nutrient. 5 teaspoons. Full. Gotta have that in there to get the fermentation really going here, because this is going to be a high ABV. This should make about a 15, maybe 16% mead. We'll see how it goes, how she ferments out, and how I decide to back sweeten it. If it gets dry enough, we'll back sweeten it with some syrups, flavoring syrups or whatever. So yeah, on with this next 5-gallon batch. I got the fermenter sitting here, ready to go, big mess. So once this water comes to a boil, we'll shut it off, we'll let it cool down to the other one like we did the other one, 160. Seems to be the magic temperature to add the other 3 gallons of water to. Like I say, in this kettle right now is 1.5 gallons of water, and we add 1.5 gallons of honey, which brings that total up to 1.5, and 1.5 is 3. Then I add the 2 gallons of cold water that's been sitting outside, that's been boiled and stuff. That cools it right down to stir it up. Perfect pitching temperature of the yeast. I don't have to wait till it cools or use a wort chiller, give it an ice bath or nothing. I do like this method better. Why wouldn't I? Forget to hit the record button. And I just dumped the 18 pounds of honey into the warm water here. And we'll stir it up, and then we'll get this into the fermenter. It's actually a little cold. I'm going to warm it up. Just so when I put the cold water in, she'll be the same thing as I had before, ready to pitch the yeast. Won't hurt nothing here. So once again, I didn't record this. I got honey spill all over my shirt. This was 1.5 gallons of water boiled with the treatment of the pH and the chloramine and chlorines. And then we dumped in 18 pounds of honey, which was another 1.5 gallons, which brings this total pot up to 3 gallons of the must. And then I'll top it off with the cold water that I have outside that I cooled down overnight a couple days ago, and that was boiled and treated also to a pH level of 5.5 if I recall. So yeah, this is ready to go into the fermenter. So I'm going to go get that fermenter ready right now. Just wanted to make sure she was dissolved. Okay, here's our sanitized bucket. Camera probably wanted to pick half that up. Here's our sanitized bucket. And our honey dissolved into water. We're going to add a little of the cold water to the bucket, like I said before. Got another one of these outside. It's all been boiled and sterilized before, like I said. And here comes the honey. We'll get that in there. Get that out of the way. And then we'll get our other bucket of water here to top this deal off. Oh, thought I was missing bubblers. Alright, this water's been sterilized, boiled, and taken down with the chloramides. And we'll just fill this up to the 5-gallon level if I can see the mark. Right there. Gonna go a little over. Like you go a 1/2 gallon over. So the must and all the lees and the trub stays at the bottom when I go to transfer to secondary. So we're going to get this stirred up good. And we're going to get a reading here. And hopefully I don't forget to put my yeast energizer in this time. So, this is sterilized. Let's get a reading of this puppy. That's a little better. The other one was a lot higher. 1.115. Now, do I decide to take it up a little higher or leave it right there? I'm going to leave it right there. 0.115. I remember to write that down. Guess I should go write that down right now. But I want to get my yeast energizer in there and get the cover on this, and I'll write it down. 0.115. 1. Yeast nutrient. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Alright. It's 1 per gallon. Now, what do I got to do? I'm going to give it one little stir, and I'm going to get my yeast in here. And we're going to get this thing covered. So, I get the yeast. Got that in my hand. Of course, I sanitize everything. You can hear the squirts going on in the background there. So the yeast energizer is in. Mangrove Jack MO5 yeast package. Come on there, Don. There we go. Sprinkle in. And the cover. We'll squirt that down again. Sanitizer off camera, you can hear it going in there. And here comes the bucket cover. Just like make it here. Sanitize everything. 1.115 I said, right? Alright, we're going to clean this bubbler. Oh, I got the other one here in the sink. And there you go. I think I sprayed that. $10 gallons of what will become a nice orange flavored mead. Show you what we got left of the honey. A full pail. Got a quarter pail left there, enough to make another 5 gallons of mead. And sweeten up some beers if you want to use it as an adjunct in beers. But boy, do I got a mess to clean up here now. So this here, made on the 2nd of March, will sit there brewing for at least 12 days. 8 to 10 days, then I'll transfer it to secondary. I'll show that process. And we'll let that sit another month. And we'll rack it again. And again. And again. Probably 4 or 5 times. Possibly adding bentonite at the end to make sure it's nice and clear before bottling. As you can see, we put the meat up on the shelf here. And the very next day, she's going like crazy. She's bubbling away. Fermentation is well underway. It's just a great sight to watch that bubbler go crazy like that. So next time you see this one is when we do a racking, probably about 12 days from now. We'll rack it over into 2 plastic 5-gallon carboys, and we'll show that process of using the racking cane and keeping it off the bottom, and how we transfer it, how much lees is on the bottom of the first fermentation when we open the buckets. When we do open these buckets, we'll show what they look like inside there, what the yeast cake is at the bottom, and how she goes, and we'll show the fermentation that continues on into the carboy. And month after month we'll rack it. We'll rack it once a month till she's clear, and then we'll bottle it.